Hello everyone, peace of Christ to all. Today we are going to talk about Muhammad being a sex addicted. One of you sent me a message speaking about Muhammad, his children they die, and Muhammad being a sex addicted. So both topics they are one, and today we are going to talk about them in a very fast, short way. Now, when somebody saying that someone is a sex addicted, sex addiction, addiction, have a proof of it. Someone he is so much simply addicted to sex, which means he cannot live without having sex maybe every few hours, not only every day. Now, is that really that case for Muhammad? Most of those who speak about Muhammad, especially those who speak English only, who don't speak Arabic, they are limited in their source and their reference. Because simply, if I say 99% of Islamic reference is not even translated yet, and even the 1% which is translated have a false translation. So how we can find out if Muhammad was sex addicted or not? Now, there is hadith or speeches said by Muslims that the Prophet he used to sleep with all his wives. Some even of them says in 1 hour. Some of them they say in one night. Now those are statements, but you know that those cannot be true for a very simple reason. We can prove that those are fabricated statements. Let us see the proof we have, or how we can prove that. I'm not going to go all those reference. I mean the ones speaking, seeing that Muhammad he sleep with all his wives, already they are known, and I don't believe in any of them. For a very simple reason, there is no man in the world he can sleep with 13 women or 11 women or 12 women in 1 hour. It doesn't matter how, like this is not really real. This is mean he have to have, excuse my language, 11 or 12 orgasm in 1 hour. So if we calculate the number, we will see that this is kind of mission impossible. Even if you are a donkey, not a man. So if there is, let us say, 12 women at the time of Muhammad when he said that, plus remember he have a lot of slaves, women slaves. So we do not know how many exactly. There might be 200, there might be 300, but we will calculate only the women. So if the hour is 60 minutes and we divide it to 12, that's mean Muhammad he was having orgasm every 5 minutes. And if you think about it, those women are in different houses, not in one room. So to move between the houses, let us say he is going to lose 20 minutes at least. I mean, like dressing up, getting out, even if you don't wash, you don't go to the bathroom, you don't do anything, right? So there is no way like he can do it. But let us make it extreme. So if we take 20 minutes only just to move between the wives and the houses, that will make there is 40 minutes left. So if we divide 40 into 12, not to 13, that's mean Muhammad he was having orgasm every 3 minutes. Now this is obviously is a fabrication and it cannot be true. Now let us see why Muhammad he speak too much about his sexual power. Actually, I believe it is totally the opposite from sex addiction. It is not sex addiction, but it is sex phobia. Muhammad he have a problem, he have an illness, and he keep talking about his sexual power to cover his illness. How we can prove that? If you go and read in the hadith, you will see many hadiths speaking about Muhammad. He imagined himself doing things, but in fact he never done. But what those things? Are they like eating, drinking? No, it's about sex. If we go a little bit here, all right, you will see it says that the Prophet continued, and supposedly this is black magic, but all of us we know there is no such a thing. It's called the black magic. This is just a joke, there's no black magic. It's an excuse, because Muhammad, when he was outside speaking to his friends about his sexual power and speaking about how powerful he is, and then suddenly the women they start asking the women about the sex yesterday, and the women they expose Muhammad. They don't know what he's talking about, So they said the Prophet he never have sex with us, and then they come with the excuses and the lie of that the Prophet continued for such and such period imagining that he has slept and had sexual relationship with his wives, but in fact he did not. Now what does that mean? That's mean Muhammad is not having sex. Maybe he's kissing them, maybe he's playing around with them, but the fact he never have sex. And this is explained why Muhammad he don't have kids. Like somebody said to me in a video of David Wood. I saw the video actually. It's very ugly made. You know, a Muslim man. He's making fun of the children of David Wood, but this is showing because David Wood children they have this ability. But this is showing the real face of Islam, how filthy this religion is. You know, cursing and making fun of children and they are in disability. This is exactly what Islam is about. But in the video there, it shows that supposedly Muhammad his children's die. Muhammad in fact he never have children's. And I understand what David Wood is saying there. But this is based in what Muslim says. But are you going to learn Islam from Muslims? Trust me, Muslims are the last one to know what Islam is about. A Muslim man is the same as somebody, his wife she is sleeping with everybody and he is the last one to know. And this is exactly the case of Muslims. They are too close to the point they are blind. There's tons of fabricated stories about their prophet, and all of them they lead to one thing, that Muslims do not know who is Muhammad and they have no idea what Muhammad is about. Now let us explore more and to show you that Muhammad he never have kids. Now we know that Muhammad he was married to Khadija, and this is the only woman she have kids. Why? Because Khadija she have two husbands before Muhammad. Actually all the Muslims agree that from all Khadija children there is only one, she is a daughter. Supposedly they agree that she is the only daughter of Muhammad. So the Muslims agree, that supposedly Fatima is the daughter of Muhammad, but in fact I don't even believe in Fatima to be the daughter of Muhammad. This is absolutely false. Muhammad he cannot have kids, and he have no kids and never been able to have kids. This is why if you remember that Khadija, since the time of Khadija she noticed right away that Muhammad he cannot have kids, because if Muhammad he have kids, why Khadija she is with Muhammad adopting a son? You know, if you go to the Quran you will see there's a story about his adopted son. You know, when Muhammad he went to her house, to the house of the adopted son. Let me switch to Arabic. And he was flirting with the wife of this adopted son. Now, so if Muhammad he can have kids, why he is going to adopt? And this is since the beginning of the life of Muhammad, not when he became a prophet. You see, this is before he have all those wives. At that time he have only one wife. So obviously he gave up. And this is why Muhammad he had an adopted son. His name is Zayd, and later Muhammad he forced Zayd to divorce his wife, as we see in chapter 333 verse number 37. And and the verse says clearly that those are adiyah, which mean those are like they call them their father, but they are not your father. So the Quran, the story here confirm that this is a story about someone is adopting someone, and this son he is not your son because he's just an adopted son. So the question, if Muhammad can have kids, why he is deciding to have an adopted son? He can have son still, I mean he's still young. At that time he's still very young. Actually there is no point to adopt a son. So adopting a son simply because he know, and Khadija she know that this guy is, he cannot do it. He maybe like I don't know if he can really even perform sex, because the story we saw here, it's showing something different, that this guy is not even having sex. He is imagining himself having sex, but the fact he never did. And this is why you see all the wives of Muhammad never have sex. Now they say to you that Muhammad he have a child, as an example, from Mary the Copt. And some Muslims even they lied and they say Muhammad he married Mary the Copt. He did not marry her. She is his sex slave. Now if we go and see the story of Mary the Copt, if we go to Ibn Kathir, the book of Al-Bidayah wa Nihaya, alright, and this is the volume number volume number 8, and we can go down to page, sorry, I cannot show you in English because there's no, this is why I'm saying those who do not speak Arabic, their ability is limited. And you know, even the book of Al-Bidayah and Al-Nihaya, if it is translated, I don't think you will find this story there. If you go there, you will see that Muhammad, he brought the child which supposedly is the child of Mary the Copt. So when he came to Aisha, and Muhammad is still, he is wondering if this guy is, if this kid, because he's sleeping with Mary, you see, so he is so excited, maybe this is my son, do you think he is my son? So he asked Aisha, and he said to her, don't you see any, like, any you know, like likeness between me and him? Aisha, she said to him, and let us read together. Where it says, here we go, it says, يا عائشة كيف ترين الشبه? Hey Aisha, how to see the likeness between us? فقلت, Aisha, she said, so I said, أنا وغيري, me and everybody said to you, we see no likeness between you and him. Nothing, zero, you know. Alright. And then Muhammad, he said, what even his skin? You know, like his flesh. He said, even his flesh. You know. So Muhammad is so desperate, trying to he's, the reason he's trying to prove, like, he wanna have a son, not because really he want the son, but because he was humiliated between the Arab. You know, those Arab are savage people, and if you cannot have childrens, that's mean you have a problem with your manhood. You are not man enough. So Muhammad, he feel always so much under the stress of proving that he is a man. This is why even Muhammad, he confirmed that he was very weak in sex. If we go let me roll to the top just to show you the book. This is the book of At-Tabaqat Al-Kubra, and we can find the same story in Kanz Al-Ummar, and we can find the same story even reported by Al-Bukhari. You know, it says here, and I'm going, I will see if I can, maybe I should maybe should I translate this chapter. All of it is about the Muhammad and his wives. All right, where is the story? Let us see. Here we go. The chapter which is called the power, the sexual power the Prophet was given. All right, now look what Muhammad is saying. I'm going to copy. Let me go to Google Translation. All right, Google Translation. So we translate automatically. Translation in the front of your eyes. So Muslims will not say I'm making my own translation. I am going to copy and paste in the front of your eyes. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم كنت من أقل الناس في الجماع حتى أنزل الله علي الكفيت فما أريده من ساعة إلا وجدته وهو قدر فيه لحم فأخبرنا محمد, etc. You know, so the Prophet is reporting that he was the most weak person between all mankind in sex. Who was reporting that? Muhammad. Here we go. Copy paste in the front of your eyes. The Messenger of Allah, bless him, said, I was the lowest person in a sexual intercourse power until Allah revealed, actually until Allah, he sent me al-kufayt, which means a shish kebab. Okay, kebab, like a kebab in a tray, which is very funny. And then I get the power of whatever, etc. in 1 hour. So each time Muhammad he wanna have sex with all his wives, supposedly he ate it from Al-Kufayt and he start having bing 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 to everybody. Alright? Now you notice here that the important thing, Muhammad is confirming that he is the most weak person in sexuality between all mankind. Now you tell me what will make someone say such a thing. You see, he is not saying I am weak in sex. He is saying I was the most weak man in and between all mankind. This guy obviously he have nothing. To say such a thing, it's mean Muhammad he cannot even have sex once a year. And who is the one who's reporting this? Muhammad. This is not a story made by me or by you. We can, you know, we can search the same story in many places if we want, but I believe this is enough about Al-Kufayt. So Allah he sent him Al-Kufayt and he ate Al-Kufayt, and you know, after he ate it, you know, we can just copy. Like, I wish you speak Arabic because that will make it easier for you just to find those reference. Easy. You just type it here. Here we go. The reference is all over, you know, Islamic books. This is even in Google. I don't know what this book is. Oh, this is a post. All right. I thought it's a book. Here we go. This is the book of Ibn Sa'd, volume number 10. Hadith number 4926-255. So here we go. It says, this is Google book. Alright. Muhammad he said, I was the most weak person between all mankind. And this is page number 182, I believe. Because the one underneath is 183. So this is 182. Muhammad was the most weak person in sexuality. And who is the one saying that? Muhammad. Muhammad saying, كنت من أقل الناس في الجماع حتى أنزل الله علي الكفيت. Kufayt, which means kufta. You know what kufayt. فما أريده من ساعة إلا وجدته وهو قدر فيه لحم. Anytime I want to have sex, Allah he send me right away in an hour, within an hour. Allah he send me the dish of al-kufayt. I eat it and bing bong, you know. So Muhammad he have to take a medication according to this story every day in order to have sex. And what is the medication? A dish of kebab Allah sent him from heaven. And obviously this is a false story. But the important here that Muhammad himself is confirming something very important, that Muhammad is disabled in sexuality. To the point he's saying, كنت من أقل الناس. I was the most lowest person between all mankind. Why a person want to say that? Is he lying? I'm sure Muslim they will say, well, he was not lying. So the normal Muhammad, the normal, the real man, the real person, without the medication of Allah, according to the story, he is zero. He is actually minus. Even if he played the anthem for him, his private part will not stand up. It doesn't matter how many beautiful women dance in front of him, his private part will not function. This is why I say the stories about Muhammad having kids is nothing, is a lie, and Muhammad having sexual addiction, it's not sexual addiction, it is sexual attention. Why? Because he is trying his best to make the people forget that he have a sexual problem. He feel guilty inside him, and he feel he have a problem. You see, when you have something wrong with you, you try to talk about that thing even though you are trying to cover it. But by talking about it too much, obviously you are exposing yourself. This is why Muhammad he concentrate too much in sex. If you go and see how many stories Muhammad he report about sex, you will notice that Muhammad he have a sexual problem. And this is explained why Khadija she decide to adopt a son, because she know that her husband is a fufu. He cannot have a children, simply he cannot have sex. Muhammad he cannot have sex. And if you think about it, Muhammad, look at this. Muhammad he dressed the women clothes. Muhammad put eyeliner. Muhammad he do pee like a woman. Muhammad you know, kiss men in their side and or down their belly. There is tons of things, and all of them showing us that Muhammad have a problem with his sexual orientation. Not only his sexuality is very weak, obviously he feel he's a female. So because now he is trying to be a leader, and those Arab, they will not accept someone he is a gay to be a leader for them. So he's trying to, and in this case Muhammad is the female, he's trying to marry as many as he can, and the point is to prove that he is the real man. And he bragged very much about how many women he can sleep with every night. But in the same time, the story, it's not true, because as we showed you, when they spoke to the wives about the Muhammad the hero in bed, the wives, they expose him and they say, you know what, our husband, he did not even touch hers. He is imagining himself having sexual relationship, but in fact he did not do that. Now some of you might say, well, why you think that Muhammad is trying to prove that he is powerful in his sexuality, and why you think it's important for him to do so? There is many proofs, not only the reference we mentioned before. If you remember this story we are showing you in front of you before, we mentioned it before. It's a story about Musa's. If you read this story with me, you will see the following: that according to Muhammad, a bunch of Jews, they accuse Musa's, and Musa is the prophet, all right, that he have a problem with him. What is the problem of Musa? He have inflammation in his testicles. So Muhammad, he is learning from the Jews, according to the story, that the Jews, they will not accept someone to be a prophet unless he is very healthy, and sexuality is very important. So when Musa take a bath, he don't take a bath with them. So the Jews, they accuse him, according to Muhammad's story, that he have a disease in his testicles. So Allah wanted to prove that the testicles of the Prophet Musa are very powerful, and they are boom, bim, boom. So when Musa, he put his clothes on a stone, and he went to the lake where usually he take a bath, Allah, he made the rock steal the clothes of Musa and run with it. So the stone moved with his clothes, and Musa ran after it, saying, "Oh stone, my clothes, oh stone, my clothes," until he reached to Bani Israel, which means the people of Israel. And imagine how many thousand are watching now, and he is totally naked. And then the stone stopped, and everybody had chance to see his private parts. And they said, by Allah, Musa's testicles is amazing, and testicles penis is like, the Musa's penis is like, wow, so this is telling you how important it is, to the point even Allah himself is making a stone moving, which is a miracle. To prove what? To prove that his prophets have the best testicles and the best penis between all mankind. So Muhammad, he have an idea that he cannot be a good prophet unless he is a very powerful person in sexuality. And I think this is very convincing to explain to you why it's so important for Muhammad to speak about the power of his penis, the power of his testicles. Even he promised the Muslims when they go to heaven, their penis will be endless, because size does matter, and how many women they will be able to sleep with, and how many, etc., and they will not be out of sperm. And even Allah, he promised him a river of sperm in heaven. So everything is about sex for Muhammad, not because he is sex addicted. He is just trying to prove himself. He is suffering from self-confident situation, and because of that he focused on something which is obviously he suffer from. You will not notice Muhammad speaking about different things. Like, why Muhammad don't speak about his anything else? Why is too much about the sexuality? Why Muhammad, he wanna go outside and tell men who they have nothing to do with his household, tell them how he have sex with his wives, and how many women he did every day, and how many women he can sleep with every night. It doesn't make sense, unless some of you, they will say he is a perverted. I say he is a perverted in mind, yes, but he is suffering from self-confidence. So always when he see men and they have their children and etc., which means they are already proving that they are man enough. By the way, being a man have nothing to do with having kids. But Muhammad, he understands very well his culture, the people around him, what kind of people they are. And obviously we saw in the chapter there, chapter 108, where a guy, he accused him that he is cut off. So this was a very deep issue in his life, and everything support one idea, that Muhammad cannot have kids, cannot even have sex. This is why he married more women, just to prove to others that he is the man. Now if we go to the Quran, you will see there's a chapter in the Quran saying and confirming 33 verse number 40, saying وَمَا كَانَ مُحَمَّدٌ أَبَا أَحَدٍ مِّن رِجَالِكُمْ. You can go to any translation you want. So Muhammad, he was not a father of any of your children, or a man among you. All right. Now a man here present the male. So Muhammad have no children. And you know what? If this verse is accurate, Muhammad, he have to be worried about tomorrow having a child, and he grow up and he became a man. All right. So why Muhammad is so sure and saying that? Even actually there's a verse in the Quran, if we go and search a little bit, this is why we see in chapter 108 verse number 1 and 2, 3, the whole chapter, actually the whole chapter is 3 verses just about the testicles of Muhammad, and defending the accusation that he is not man enough to have a family. Now the Muslims, they try to make it as, you know what, because his children, they die, so somebody made fun of him. This doesn't make sense for a very simple reason. When Muhammad, first of all, his children, the one they call them children's, and they die, Muhammad, you know, is like, this is not something unusual to happen if somebody, his child dies. So what a big deal. You know, it's not, you know, if you can have sex and you have a child, nobody can say you are cut off. For very simple reason, you can still have more children. But here they will see, they accuse him that he is abtar. Abtar, the Muslim, they try to translate it as you know, as cut off, but they add things to cut off. It's the fact it is cut off. The man is accusing him that his penis is cut off. He don't have a penis. So if you go and see the interpretation, this is Yusuf Ali, you will see he will be cut off. What he will be cut off? He is cut off, not he will be cut off. He is accusing him to be abtar, accusing him to be cut off, not accusing him he will be. And you know what? If this is true, if this verse is about a man accuse Muhammad that he will be cut off, all right, this is mean the man, he said the truth, because Muhammad don't have a children. So why the Quran is making this verse? This verse saying that the one who accused you of that, he will be cut off, not you. See it? He will be cut off. So if this is true, it means the Quran is a fabrication book, because here the Quran is trying to confirm that Muhammad, he is not cut off. So if cut off is about having children or having not children, this is mean the Quran here have a big problem, because Muhammad don't have children, and the Quran saying to him, you know what, he will be cut off, not you. So if cut off here is about children, it's mean the Quran here have a problem, because the Quran predicting that Muhammad will have a lot of children, because obviously he's saying he will be cut off, not you. And not only this, he promised him Al-Kawthar. What is Al-Kawthar? This is the name of the chapter. Al-Kawthar is a white river of heaven, which is nothing but a sperm. A river of sperm waiting for Muhammad. What are you talking about? But as we know, in the heaven there's no children. In heaven, Muslims will not have children. They can have sex, but there's no children. There's no women get pregnant there. So obviously the cut off here, even the Muslims that try to add false fiction between two brackets, it's not exist there. Still, that is not really the correct translation. You see, everyone he give you different translation. The Muslims agree. The only thing Muslims, by the way, they agree upon is not to agree. All right. So everyone he give you his own fiction translation, but the fact the verse is so clear. Somebody says to him, you are cut off, you cannot have children's, according to the Muslim translation. But in the same time, if this is you cannot have children's, that means the Quran is wrong, and this means the Quran is a false book. For Muhammad, for truth, he don't have children's. So what's the point of this verse? So obviously the Quran is defending Muhammad that he is not cut off, which means he have a penis and he have a sexual power. And the one who is saying that his penis cut off, he's not a man, he is making a false accusation. With this, I say thank you, and I hope you did learn something today. Please feel free to share the video with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Click down, and in the same time, if you want to contact me, there is a link underneath, and in case you want to support us, feel free to do so. And if you like to read more books about Islam to educate yourself, feel free to go to Amazon.com and search for Christian Prince, and you will find my 3 books there: Quran and Science in Depth, The Deception of Allah, and the last one is in French, which is The Secret du Prophète Arabe. However, there is a new book coming, which is actually translation of The Deception of Allah in German. Soon is going to be published. So stay tuned. God bless, and thank you very much.